following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
Maybe we can still heal you. Why? So you could just lock me up? No. Just bury me in the ocean with my ancestors that jumped from the ships. Because they knew death was better than bondage.
Oh, you think darkness is your ally? You merely adopted the dark. I was born in it, molded by it. I didn't see the light until I was already a man. By then it was nothing to me but blinding. The shadows betray you because they belong to me.
In the hell do you think you are?
Okay, it's not working out. I'm gonna need the suit back.
For how long?
Forever. Yeah, that's
No, please,
Let's
Mr.
have it.
You don't understand. Please, this is all I have. I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it. Okay?
So Oz, let me ask you, one of our big topics we're going to talk about today is female superheroes and kind of where we are with them, and black female superheroes representation. We're going to try and hit it all. Let me start with this question: do you think, as three males, that we're qualified to talk about women in comic books and in comic book history and how they're faring?
Well, I'll say this. We are certainly underqualified to talk about it, but we have our own perspective on it just because, at least for myself, I won't speak for V's or for you, but for me, being a straight up blurred for since I've been 8, and it's been a long time, I'll say that. You've seen the evolution, but I was just thinking about it today, just because I was thinking about Storm and some other folk. Man, we're just at a particular pickle, man, because the future looks bright, but the past, we always have to remember, was just for better or for worse, it was white dudes and their interpretation of, for one thing, who females were, and for another thing, who females of any darker complexion were and how they acted and stuff. And so we're just dealing with the repercussions of that. I look forward to the future just because we're going to have a chance to have, for one, black women, if not just women of color, getting into the game, making their own, doing their own, and having a chance to produce it. It looks good. That's just for my limited take on that.
Okay. No, I'm with all that. And V's, as someone with daughters, how important is it to have a strong black female superhero, just as someone for them to, strive to be or just admire, to look up to?
I don't know how much, to me, the color plays a role in it, more so than just having women doing things that are completely awesome plays a factor in what I would like them to see. That's how I feel about that. I don't think I put a lot of emphasis in color, more so than women doing awesome things.
Yep.
Well, let me play a little devil's advocate with that then. I would argue that we have women right now who can do incredible things. I mean, I would say Wonder Woman is on par with anyone in comics. You know what I mean? As far as strength, as far as being a leader, being a complete character, having a full, and this is the comic version, of course.
No, that's true.
And I asked about a black female superhero because when you think of those on screen, we don't have a lot to look to. I mean, Valkyrie was great in Thor Ragnarok. I thought she was a highlight. But besides that, I mean, first thing you think of when you think of a black superhero, for me, unfortunately, it should be Halle Berry as Storm, but it's Halle Berry as Catwoman.
Well, you got to think of it in another way too, man. It's just that. So I always just try and think of it as in the most abstract way, and I think of it as this: Wonder Woman is super powerful, dude. She's actually one of the best fighters in the DC universe. You know, just not just from the fact that she's been trained forever how to fight, but she's been like fighting in actual war and battles. But the thing you got to remember is, if you take a look at any big league team, Fantastic Four, Avengers, X-Men, Justice League, Justice Society of America, all of them,
Power Rangers,
everything, Power Rangers, look, She-Ra, all of them, you know, like, you know, Master Universe. You always have to think, women make up half the population, but you only see like them super underrepresented. You know what I mean? That's always been the problem. I think the problem isn't that, like, you know, and you know, if you want to mention Valkyrie in the comics was white.
Yeah,
you know?
no, she was, but I was just using her as an example of someone of representation on the big screen, because there's not a lot, you know.
Well, I'll say this, man. You know, people identify with Wonder Woman just from like the history of it, but there have been some characters. Think about Charlize Theron's character in Mad Max. You know, she was awesome. She was strong.
Atomic Blonde.
Yeah. Well, oh God, don't even mention that.
Kill
she was
Bill.
So good. She was man. Atomic Blonde was that's right up there with me for like on some Jason Bourne stuff. It was awesome.
It was the female John Wick with her own story.
Man, dude.
You know, with her own story. I love that. That was a great analogy. That was cool. V's, have you seen Atomic Blonde?
No, I've never seen that.
It's John Wick just as well, let me not say that because that's not doing it justice. It's Charlize Theron. She's an assassin pretty much, and she does her thing. It's very John Wick-esque. Let me say that.
These she throws down, dude.
Yeah, she goes hard.
What's the name?
Atomic Blonde.
Oh, okay.
So let me throw this question.
It's a movie. Is it a movie?
Yeah, it's a movie.
All right.
It's been out for like a couple years, V's or so.
Let me throw this question out to both of you, and V's, I'll start with you. When I say strong female character, and we already talked about Wonder Woman, so let's take her out because she's the obvious answer. What's the first character you think of?
Strong. I guess I'm gonna have to go Storm, because I grew up and X-Men played a big part of like me and cartoons and movies, and I just love X-Men, so it would have to be Storm for me.
Okay, that's cool. Now before I jump to Oz, let me just ask you this: what drew you to Storm over like Rogue or Jean Grey or Trini even? Not Trini. Not Trini. What was Jubilee? Sorry, Jubilee.
It was her. It was either Storm or Mystique. One, I just thought Mystique was really attractive, and then Halle Berry is Halle Berry.
Right.
But Mystique on the X-Men movie, she's about as attractive as they come, even with that, you know, the color she is.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with that. And Oz, let me throw to you. So, strong female character. What comes to mind?
I have to say this. I literally have to go with Storm too, and the only reason I'm going to say that is just because of not even just the cartoon that I used to watch all the time. I associate lots of crazy and awesome memories with just the X-Men cartoon coming on, but I was like a very hardcore X-Men comic book, like just geek dude. I would just geek out. Now look, right up there. And people, you know, I think people are starting to acknowledge it now, but right up there is the Invisible Woman for sure.
Yeah, that's a good one.
She plays a huge part in Old Man Logan. Quiet as kept, but no, man, I'm gonna tell you, like Storm, just for me, because man, there's a whole series in the X-Men comics where like Storm, they're in Japan, right? And like all the X-Men get beaten down, and like they have like food poison. Well, they get poison, and Storm's poisoned too, and she meets like Wolverine's buddy, who's like crazy as hell, and she shaves her head, gets a mohawk, and she just goes to town. And then she's not the leader of the X-Men; she became the leader of the Morlocks too.
No, I'm with it.
So, and here, let me break down Storm for everybody. People go do your Wonder.
And Storm had an epic. Didn't she? Isn't she the one that had the epic romance with Black Panther?
Dude, not even epic romance. Bees, they're married. So I want to break Storm down. People go Wonder Woman, but that's awesome. But here's Storm. This is Storm in a nutshell, real quick. Leader of the X-Men, leader of the Morlocks by beating Cyclops, and by beating the lead, Callisto, by beating the leader of the Morlocks. She was known as a goddess in her area because of what she did for the villagers and stuff like that. She was a thief. She was a thief that pickpocketed Professor X. Okay? Get down when she was a kid. Then break down to her now. She married Black Panther. And if you want to get down to the future, they have an awesome kid for Young Avengers. So she is amazing, dude. She is tough, dude.
She's got a lot of history with her, too.
Hey, and by the way, she had a little thing with Dracula, too. Get back. So, not to mention Forge. Too.
Yeah, Forge is your boy.
Yeah, dude, I like some Forge, man. I gotta tell you.
If we're going strictly superheroes, I would have to say the first, when I think of strong female characters, it goes back to really the first one that I read in comics that I was like, wow, okay, now this is somebody, to take real serious. This isn't just another character of the week type. Lady Shiva.
That's my fault. I blame myself for that.
You did
Robin,
that
once again. Robin and Green Arrow. See?
Hey, no, that's exactly what it was. It was the Legend of the Monkey Fist or something.
Yeah.
And that's the first series I read. Green Arrow, Connor Hawk Green Arrow, by the way. And
who's a good Green Arrow? He's a good Green Arrow.
He's a good Green Arrow. He was the number 2 hand-to-hand fighter in the DC universe.
Wow, interesting. Okay, cool.
Is that right? 2 or 3? I know he's top 5.
He is right up there in the top 5.
I knew he was top 5.
Well, he's also like kind of like he's got that Shaolin monk kind of thing too, because he was raised by monks too,
Yeah, no, definitely. And he was good. He was my first introduction to Green Arrow. So that was kind of the first Green Arrow I ever had. If we're going non-superheroes, Kill Bill. Just when I think of an unstoppable monster, or Sarah Connors, but I saw her late.
You ain't giving me the opportunity to know there was non-superheroes in there too, man.
Yeah, Kill Bill. Shoot.
Yeah, come on, son. Dude, we know it was non-superheroes.
Well, go ahead. Y'all can answer it then.
Okay.
I disagree with you with Sarah O'Connor and from
Terminator.
Terminator. Yeah, Terminator, and then Kill Bill.
Well, we got our people from Game of Thrones too, man.
I ain't putting nobody on Game of Thrones above any of them. The only one I might consider is Brienne.
Yeah,
maybe.
Brienne's nasty, but the faceless girl. God dang, why can't I remember people's names?
Arya.
Arya, right?
Yeah, Arya. Arya's probably going.
I'll take Brienne over Arya.
If we let Arya grow up, she'll probably be one of the nastiest women of all time.
I'll take Brienne over Arya, God, dude. Just for her size.
I felt like Arya when she's grown would take out old Kill Bill girl.
Let's not forget Arya beat old girl.
Rihanna.
The big girl about she beat.
No. She did not beat him. They both tied and left it at that because Sansa walked in. They had their knife. Arya had her knife at her, and Brienne had her sword at her. So they were tied.
Let me just break something down for everybody too, okay? Because I come in peace, like I always do each episode. If you are 5'1" and you are 6'2", and you if you're 4'11" and you are 6'3", you have beaten that person, dude. Okay.
In fighting though, like that doesn't mean just because you match somebody who's bigger than you doesn't mean you beat them.
Man, they went toe to toe, Scott.
No, I don't doubt that. I do not deny that at all. But she didn't beat her.
Well, because like people always go, "Who's the better fighter, Sabretooth or Wolverine?" It's Wolverine because Wolverine is like this size is just like you think he's outclassed, but he's like it's the fight of the dog, dude.
I don't know if that makes a better fighter though, just because so you think it makes him you think it makes a better fighter if he's smaller, but he comes out even. Then you think the smaller fighter wins?
I think the better fighter,
more like mentally, I guess. The
better fighter is a fighter with all the heart.
But that's regardless of size, though, right? You can be a big dude and still show heart. Yeah,
but you know what? You to me, you get the trophy if you're the little guy and you got the heart. You get that big dude.
That's that Vince McMahon mindset, that wrestling mindset. You build the little man as the underdog and use your biggest guy as your big bad guy, so he could overcome the bad guy.
Hey, for me being a proud American, I'm always down with the underdog.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with the underdog. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just don't. I feel like I don't know if she beat Brienne, and that's just because I'm biased to Brienne. I like Brienne.
Now, hold on. We are obviously missing some other like lethal women who are non-superheroes in the mix too.
Well, let's talk about it.
Is that our problem? Is that our problem that we don't have enough awesome action hero? Like okay. Here, hey, these regular Scott, I got to ask y'all both a question. So, what's the Kill Bill girl's name? Kill Bill girl.
Uma Thurman.
No, I know that. Her character. Hey, whoever finds her character, she goes up against Lara Croft, Tomb Raider.
Is this Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider or this latest one?
I like that. I want to do that latest one, girl.
Oh no! I'm just making sure. That's good. And Kill Bill, her name is The Bride.
Okay, so The Bride versus the latest incarnation of Tomb Raider girl versus Atomic Blonde girl.
Hey, well, can I throw somebody in there too?
Please, feel free.
I'm gonna just go ahead and throw my ace of spade out there. Rey.
Who?
Rey from Star Wars.
Oh no, dude! No, none of that silly Star Wars.
Hey, she is a strong female character though.
Yeah, yes.
She is a strong.
Rey is a strong. That's probably the first one my daughter actually was like, "Ooh, I love Rey," because she even dressed up as Rey for Halloween. She
Okay, I got my fourth. I got my fourth for your little battleground you got set up here, Oz.
Okay.
Okoye.
Who's she?
That's the leader of Black Panthers. That's the general from Black Panthers, like army or like his private guard.
The Durham. Yeah.
Isn't her name Okoye?
Oh well, dude. See that's awesome. Yeah, but see, she is still Marvel though. We were trying.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I was just thinking non-powered. We did say non like superheroes. You're right.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Atomic Blonde. Who else? Kill Bill, The Bride.
We got Atomic Blonde, Kill Bill, The Bride, and the latest Tomb Raider.
There's got to be somebody else.
Hey, let's make it cool, man. Open air on a sandy beach or something, so that you can use their arrows.
Hold on, why the ladies got to fight on a nice sandy beach and the men were fighting in that rough, tugged football field?
Hey, dude, we can get even nastier. They're in a rusted out abandoned warehouse.
No, bro, they are in the dump.
They're in the
dump.
Yeah, they're in a sewage treatment plant. But see, I still feel like Kill Bill girl and Atomic Blonde would be pretty lethal.
So y'all are saying non superheroes, right?
Non superheroes. What you got?
And no powers. And no powers.
No powers.
Oh no. I'm thinking. Y'all.
Oh well, let's
continue our conversation.
We can throw Katniss Everdeen in there from the Hunger Games.
Okay, well,
because she was a beast.
Why don't we throw in Ruby Rose, dude?
Oh, from John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, she's got powers. I was gonna say the girl from Underworld.
Yeah, but she's just gonna be sucking on everybody's blood.
Yeah, she's just gonna kill everyone.
She's just gonna go vampire on everybody.
No, you're right.
I'm gonna throw in Halle Berry's character from John Wick 3.
I'm throwing in all the females from what's that Asian movie called? From 2001 where they were like floating.
Oh, I know which movie you're talking about. Attack of the Flying Dragon. Oh, what is it?
What?
No. You're talking about
Crouching Tiger,
Hidden Dragon. That's it. I'll take all those females.
Oh, see, because that's
I'll take
cool,
every single one of them.
Hey, I thought you guys were going to say the women from that virtual 3D weird movie that came out about 3 or 4 years ago. It was
Tron?
called Peppermint. What was it called?
Tron?
No, those girls. One was a blonde.
Was it the Grindhouse one? Like the Quentin Tarantino?
Well, hey, remember they were it was like some virtual VR stuff. One was fighting. One was a blonde.
You talking about that? You're not talking about the Zack Snyder movie, are you?
No, I got to find out what that movie's called. Oh, hey, while you mentioned it, what about Angela Jolie from Salt?
Yeah, Salt's good.
Oh, was it called Blonde something? It's those girls, dude. It was a horrible movie too. It was super sci-fi.
Blonde something.
Oh, dude. Oh, what was that terrible movie? Hold on, I'll figure it out. Hold on.
All right, well, you figure that out. Because I don't think anybody knows what you're talking about.
Okay,
V's, do you have any idea what he's talking about?
No idea.
I'm gonna okay.
But you guys are really, really missing one of the.
Well, mention her then.
Trinity from the Matrix.
But see, okay.
But hold on. Trinity from the Matrix in the real world can't do that. Can't do nothing.
No. We're talking about action fighters. Trinity, yeah.
That's true. She was a good superhero.
How you guys adding stipulations in the middle of the conversation?
The real world Trinity can't do nothing. The Matrix Trinity can.
The Matrix Trinity is awesome, but the real world Trinity, she just plugged in, dude.
Yeah, she's just plugged in.
That's what I mean. The Matrix Trinity.
Oh, so we got to plug her in.
But Bees, who's she fighting?
Trinity's nasty.
No, she is nasty. Once she's plugged in. She gotta get charged first.
Man, my Atomic Blonde girl will hook her up to Donkey Kong and it's a wrap, dude. It's talking some VR virtual world stuff, dude. Man. Wait, hold on. Y'all don't remember that crazy movie that it was like the 4 hotties, and they were fighting. Oh man, that movie was crazy too.
The 4 hotties.
I'm talking about Charlie's Angels, are you?
No.
He might. Hey, V's. He might be.
It was.
He might be V's.
4 hotties.
Because the movie was it was like Baby Doll or no. Oh man, I'm. Now when I find out, I'm going to be really bad. I'm like, this movie was horrible.
Okay. Okay, dude.
I know. I'm obsessed.
All right.
Who was the black lady from that 70s movie? That was a badass.
Foxy Brown, Pamela Grier.
Yeah, Foxy Brown.
Well, she always wins, dude. You know.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, she was great, man. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. But Pamela Grier, always so good, dude.
Yeah,
so good.
All right. Well, look, that's a little.
Have to look up Foxy Brown when you get a chance.
I've heard of her. I've heard of her. What is she in?
I think it's Foxy
Foxy Brown from Quentin Tarantino, but she was in all these 70s movies, like the black exploitation movies and stuff. She was awesome, man. She was just amazing.
Oh, I know what movie you were talking about, Oz.
Was it
Legally Blonde? But look, before we get too deep into Legally Blonde, allow me to set the table. This is Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC. I am your host, Regular Scott. Yes, I did make it back after the pounding I took last week. I am here full strength with my two co-hosts. We got the mighty Ozzy Killmonger over here. He just finished watching Legally Blonde. How you doing, Oz?
I'm sitting here crying because it's just tears of a clown because, man, that was really mean. And shout out to Reese Witherspoon. You make an awesome action hero. Please don't do any action movies.
Okay, good. I was wondering where you were going with that. And then we got our other co-hosts over here. We got V's. V's, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, fellas and listeners?
That's it? Nothing else?
Good. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay.
You know, 2 or 3 word answer guy. Come on.
True that. So look, we back for another show. You can check us out at iTunes, Spreaker, Radio Public, TuneIn Radio, Spotify. Did I say iTunes? I think I said iTunes. Go to FiLife.com. Follow us on Twitter at Knee4 Marvel vs. DC. That's the number 4. You can follow us on Instagram at Knee4 Marvel vs. DC. Email us at Knee4Marvel vs. DC at gmail.com. And let's not forget, this week we will be doing a giveaway at the end of the show right before the final blow.
Yes, sir.
And here's a little hint. I would pay attention to the show because I will be asking a question based on this show. You will need to comment that answer, and you will be eligible to win the prize. And it's a drawstring bag. So that's what we got.
It's dope, too, people. It's dope.
It's pretty good. Doug Klein seems real happy with his cup, so... and he can win. He can win this. But as for you, Jason, from last week, I'm not giving you nothing.
Hey, Jason.
I'm not giving you nothing except season 7 of Arrow on DVD. Not even Blu-ray. DVD.
Yeah, you know what? We have to be fair to all of our listeners.
No, we don't.
We don't want to be biased or anything, but hey, Jason, holler at your boy. Me and B's got your back.
No, shout out to Jason, man. Last week's episode was great. We appreciated him being on. It was a lot of fun. If you didn't hear the episode, The Intervention of Regular Scott, definitely go check that out. If you're not an Arrow fan, definitely go check that out because you'll love it.
It was great.
It was very cathartic for V's.
Oh, V's! If you were not justified, dude, I don't know. There's no way of making you happy anymore. You know.
Great. I guess he's justified.
Yeah, I mean, it was all right. It was all right. You know.
Okay.
It was all right.
All right, great.
You know, when it's all said and done, Scott's our guy, but it was good to know that sometimes he's wrong.
In one person's mind. One person.
Hey, I want to also just bring in one little fact. I want to throw in there until I find out what that movie was called. Gina Davis from The Long Kiss Goodnight in this battle, and that girl Hannah.
Hannah's a beast. Hannah's a beast. Hannah's a beast. If anyone who has not seen Hannah, that's an underrated gem.
Yeah, it's a good movie, dude.
That's an underrated gem. All right, well, let's get into some news tidbits before we get back into the female superhero.
Yeah.
Jack O'Connell. This is some kind of old news, but Jack O'Connell is rumored to be the next Batman.
Who's Jack O'Connell?
Exactly.
And why?
Well, you know what? To be honest with you, why not go with a smaller name?
Why won't you give Ben Affleck one movie?
Oh no, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Does everybody in the world hate him that much?
Well, people hated him before he even got a chance to do the role. So,
okay.
He was working from behind the 8 ball. He had that Heath Ledger effect working against him too.
Bees and regular Scott, please forgive me. I just had to throw this out there, and then we will get back into the rhythm of the show. That movie was called Sucker Punch.
Yeah, a Zack Snyder movie. That's what I asked you.
Oh, he did that? Okay, well,
and that was not virtual reality. That was their imagination.
It was the alternate reality.
No, that was their imagination. They were pretending that to get through the torture they were going through. That's why the girl got lobotomized at the end, because they tried to break out. So when she's like, when they're breaking out and stuff, they're imagining it as them being superheroes doing it. That's why they never get hurt, like when they're in their like action part.
Regular Scott, you say tomato, I say tomato, man.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. but look, we both agree it wasn't reality.
Yeah, you are correct.
Okay,
you're correct. All right, now just moving on. That was burning my head. I was like, "What a horrible movie!"
If you'd have told me it was the Zack Snyder one, that's the one I was thinking of.
You're correct. I had to remember the name. I was like, "What terrible movie did I waste 2 hours of my life watching?"
It did have some pretty women.
So,
but all right, well that's great. So feelings on Jack O'Connell? I guess none.
But okay, so what has he been in? That's what I'm saying.
All right, let me Jack O'Connell Google real quick. Let me see what he's working with.
And so is he a young buck? So are we gonna have a young Batman? Like, Batman year one?
Well, yeah, actually he's 29.
Okay, so how many times do we have to have the origin story of Batman? Can't we get into the nitty-gritty of just Batman doing some stuff?
Here's the thing. Details on the movie have started coming out, and it is not going to be an origin story. He will have been Batman for about 3 years at this point. So he's not going to be a rookie, but he's not going to be a seasoned, grizzled vet.
Well, then I'm curious to see who the villain's going to be.
The rumored villain is Penguin, and Jonah Hill has been kind of throwing his name in the hat.
Oh, jeez.
Jonah Hill's a good actor.
Man, so a Penguin reboot too.
Yeah, so that's what we're looking at for Batman.
Okay.
Jack O'Connell has been in Unbroken, Startup, Eden Lake, Godless, Money Monster,
okay.
Home, 9 Kisses.
So can I try
300 Rise of the Empire?
Okay, can I try this one more time?
Sure.
What has he been
in? Skins. Private Peaceful.
Now I gotta check out this dude, man.
Weekender. Harry Brown. Wuthering Heights. Oh man, no, that's not good. Okay, that's enough of Jack. So, how do we feel about a Harley Quinn trilogy?
As in the movie?
There's the Harley Quinn movie coming out. The Emancipation Proclamation Declaration of Harley Quinn and her 2 girlfriends. That'll be coming out soon. And then they're thinking about turning that into a trilogy with, or a different kind of trilogy. They'll have that. Then there's going to be Birds of Prey movie. They're talking about a Gotham City Sirens movie.
The Birds of Prey movie could be awesome.
And then they're talking about a Birds of Prey versus Gotham City Sirens movie.
I don't see why you need to have a Harley Quinn movie.
Well, it's not just going to be
vice versa. I'm okay with a Harley Quinn movie.
I don't.
The character of Harley Quinn is pretty dope from what we saw in her last movie. I thought it was,
I think
I would like to see more of her.
She's a supporting character to me. I don't know. I don't. This my personal thing is I don't. Yeah.
Well, she won't be the only one in her movie. I'm pretty sure. Like I think that she's supposed to have a couple extra people in her movie. Like it's not just going to be her. So
That's fine. I just
she's a great ensemble piece, though.
No. Hey, look, dude, she was never in the comics. She was a created character just for the Batman animated thing, and kudos for her getting her props. You know.
Oh, see, I get it. I get your beef.
Yeah.
I get your beef. She's not an original comic person, so why does she need her own movie? I get it.
Yeah, well, but she became popular just by the nature of like Suicide Squad. Man, I've never seen so many girls dress up as Harley Quinn for Halloween the year after Suicide Squad came out in all my life. Of all ages, it was crazy. It was insane.
Yeah, some of them probably shouldn't have been Harley Quinn. Let me just throw that out there. Sorry. We've got some confirmation. Oh, big. Spoiler alert.
Bring it.
It seems that in the Dark Phoenix movie, Mystique is going to die early in the movie after Jean Grey loses control of her powers.
Ooh. So this is going to be a kill Scott Summers.
Yeah, pretty much. She's taking Scott Summers' place in this one. Well, and Jennifer Lawrence has been warning out of the franchise, so she was like, "Yeah, go ahead and get my stuff out early. You can get me out first 30 minutes."
Yeah, but so is this going to be a turd like number 3?
Oh, from what I've seen, just some of the different reports I've read, it's looking Michael B. Jordan Fantastic Four bad.
Ooh, hey, yo, your girl Jennifer said, "Yo, man, put me back in the Hunger Games, dude. Or put me back in. I'm out."
I can't do this though. I find something else.
I can't be. She goes, "Hey, man, I gotta have." Bees has a little bit of respect for me, so I got to get out of this franchise before Bees doesn't want to see me anymore X-Men movies.
I know. Look, this is gonna make Bees be like, "Nah, bump Mystique. I'm going back to Storm."
Yeah, V's like, "Yeah, I'm Storm, dude. It's all good."
V's, how do you feel about Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique compared to the original Mystique?
To be honest, regular Scott, I don't know. Only one Mystique.
Ooh.
So have you? Well, let me ask you this: have you seen the latest couple X-Men?
Yeah.
So what do you think about her compared to the ones from like the first X-Men movie you saw?
Oh, man. Stamos, dude. Whew, Rebecca.
Yeah, well, I to be honest, I guess I will have to go back and watch because right now nothing's jumping out to me.
The blues kind of just blurring them all together, huh?
Right, yeah. Like, which one was the one that broke old boy out of the 18-wheeler?
That was Rebecca, right?
Yeah, that was Rebecca. Yeah,
Rebecca.
That was Rebecca. Rebecca was a beast.
Yeah, she's great.
I personally liked her better than Jennifer Lawrence because I wasn't a big fan of the whole. I'm not a big fan of these corny little punchlines. These little lines they want people to pick up. She tried to do the mutant and proud thing. I'm not with that.
Yeah,
mutant and proud. I get it. Let's not do it though.
What's your beef with that though?
Because it was
like I'm black and I'm proud.
No, what? I mean, why would I be? I don't have a problem with that. But it's corny. Like it was a manufactured line that did not need to be in the movie.
But that's based off of the comic though.
Yeah, but they still didn't have to put that. I didn't like that, and that's when I felt like it got kind of. I felt that was corny, and I wasn't a fan of that.
I know we're supposed to be on topic with the ladies, but I just want to say this. The reason why I was originally attracted to X-Men over the Fantastic Four and it mutated into like New Mutants and everything, it was always X-Men, was just because they represented to me black folk. You know, they were the closest thing that I had. They're the closest thing that I had to feel when I was that age, of feeling like, wow, because there weren't a lot of people that were representing like me. I had Isaac from the Love Boat. I had good times.
Yeah,
You know, Shaft was awesome. Shaft in Africa. You know, come on, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm Shaft. Red Dragon.
So, you know, oh man, The Last Dragon, dude. You
I
know,
thought it was Red Dragon.
No, the movie's The Last Dragon.
So what's Red Dragon?
Red Belt.
Red Belt. That's what I'm thinking.
Red Belt. Red Belt's a pretty recent movie, though.
Oh, okay.
And let's for the record, Last Dragon was for that movie during that time. That was pretty awesome to me.
It was.
I watched it the other day. I had to watch it probably less than a week ago.
That movie was revolutionary.
Yeah,
Hey, the line that people should always remember is right when he kept dunking Bruce Lee was. He said, "Who's the master?" And Bruce Lee, he stopped him and said, "I am." That was for everybody, dude. That was for everybody to go. You control your destiny. You know.
And then he got that lightning going.
Yeah. Oh, he was so dope, dude. He was so good. Yeah. You are the last. You are. That movie's great, dude. Oh man, that movie was great. Yeah. Hey, I
wouldn't mind a remake of that for modern times, just because it's it was a childhood favorite of mine.
Yeah, I have listen to me. I have a feeling within the next at least, I won't say 5 years, but they will remake The Last Dragon. They'll figure something out, or Netflix will make it into a series or something. Ironically, just because it's worth a revisit. Man, I'm surprised they haven't did it. Barry Gordon's The Last Dragon.
Okay, well there you go. There's a couple little flicks for you to check out. I asked you guys to watch the Spider-Man Far From Home trailer and the John Wick 3 trailer. Let's start with John Wick.
Oh man, dude, can we start with Spider-Man?
Okay, sure. Let's start with Spider-Man.
Because John Wick is awesome.
They were both awesome. Okay. Oh, this is good. This is good. What did you not like about the Spider-Man trailer? Because I thought it was great.
All right, so I'll make mine quick and then I'll let these and you guys get into it. I'm gonna say it, and then folks,
he about to drop a bomb.
Get your twits out. Get your hate mail out. Kick me off the show. Do what you got to do.
Here we go.
I'm getting a little fatigued from Spider-Man. It was interesting to see what they're going to do with this cat, and when I saw him, and I saw the suit, I was like, man, that's a dope suit. Then I was like, I'm a little tired of Spider-Man, dude. And I literally was just like, oh, okay. So a couple things stood out. So if it is Mysterio, and you see the Sandman and Hydro Man, which is what those two creatures were, I wonder if it's just an illusion that Mysterio did.
True that.
That's not a spoiler because y'all should have watched the trailer or everybody listened to the show.
Actually, spoiler alert. That's exactly what it is. It's all an illusion.
See?
Created by Mysterio to make him seem like the good guy.
All right, and so what you guys need to realize, and I think everybody, all of our listeners that we know are the smartest listeners on any podcast. And so that should be a direct, definitely right on the highway of Old Man Logan, because when the Red Skull and all those guys, all the bad guys said, man, fuck this, let's just take over. And they planned together. They used Mysterio and some of the other illusionists to get Wolverine because Mysterio's illusions are so realistic. People were freaking out going, this is like the real thing. So that's why that happens,
V's, what'd you think about Far From Home?
Yeah, it's another Spider-Man movie.
See?
It's another Spider-Man movie. Yeah.
See?
I mean, I like the kid that plays Spider-Man, so I guess that's the only good thing is I like this Peter Parker.
Yep.
Just because he's more kiddie, he kind of, I think he plays the role of a kid a little bit better. But
yep.
Yeah, it's just another Spider-Man movie, really. I like the black suit in the middle of it, you know, when he was in the ocean or whatever. Who's that guy the guy that's helping him fight the guy in the water?
That's Mysterio. That's what we were just talking about. That's Mysterio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that guy and that kudos to that actor who plays Peter Parker in Spider-Man when he
Tom
busted
Holland.
out. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Tom. When he busted out on the scene in Avengers, it was awesome. You're like, holy crap, what is this? You know, it was great, and he's by far to me one of the best Spider-Mans, if not the. But it's just you're getting a little. For me, I'm getting a little fatigued, man. That's all.
I really enjoyed it.
I'm gonna go see the movie. So.
Well, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. If you got to see it, or you're fired.
Again.
I thought it was great. I thought it was really good. I liked Mysterio. I thought the effects were pretty good for what we saw. The suit was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be for Mysterio, so that's a plus.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I like the story that they're telling with Peter Parker. And there's a lot of little things in the trailer that intrigue me because this is going to be after Endgame. And so, you know, we got Happy by himself talking about we're all alone. You know, we got Avengers Tower being taken down in the background of a shot and something else being built. There's a lot of questions that I think this movie will answer. Like, you know, what is Nick Fury's endgame with him being there? There's a bigger reason of him being there than just some type of little mission. There always is. There's a lot of questions I think the trailer raised that had me intrigued, especially coming off the events of Endgame, because this is going to be the first movie of Phase 4.
Well, it's a good piggyback off everything because this feels like it's like a reboot of Nick, not Samuel Jackson. Sorry, guys, but it feels like it's a reboot of like Nick Fury's purpose because you were like, well, didn't he already know about him? But then it's like, okay,
he's got to kind of go get another team. You know what I mean?
I know, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I look forward to that. And we all said Tom Holland's a great Spider-Man. I grew up with Tobey Maguire, so he's been my favorite for a while, and it's been hard for me to say that Tom Holland's better just because Tobey Maguire is the one I grew up with, and I still hold the fact that Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man movie. It's going to be tough for another Spider-Man movie to top that.
Regular Scott, can we just like bring something up? You really shouldn't be saying anything's the best anything because your track record is pretty bad.
Yeah, but I hold true to my word. I'm willing to die on any hill I build up.
Dude, but you've been dying on these hills, man. All we need to do is have another guest member come on, dude.
I only died. The only hill I've been put on is Arrow. And I won't bring up Regular Scott Brings the Facts yet. I'm going to save that for another week because we're having a good show so far. Because there's a lot of inconsistencies that I won't bring up. We'll save that for another show.
Oh, God.
With the Arrow, you mean?
Yeah, with just some of the stuff that was said and who said what. I went back and listened to a couple shows to figure out if I really said some of that stuff, and I didn't. But I don't want to get into specifics.
So, Regular Scott said Spider-Man 2 is the best movie or best Spider-Man movie?
Best Spider-Man movie.
Best Spider-Man movie ever.
Yeah. No, live action. I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, so I can't say if it's better than that.
That's legit.
I haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, so. But I stand by that.
All right. Okay.
And if you disagree, let me know. What Spider-Man movie would you put above Spider-Man 2?
I'm gonna have to think about that for a second, man. I definitely won't say Spider-Man 3
or Amazing Spider-Man
or Amazing Spider-Man. Okay.
So look, that's 3 movies gone off top.
Yeah. Rhino and Electro, not so much, dude.
You only got pretty much 2 other movies you can pick from.
No,
and look, I say that because one scene just really sticks with me. It's when he's on that train with Dr. Octopus and he's stopping the train and he's doing everything he's got to do. I mean, you could tell he's giving it everything he's got. And he's got nothing left and he's about to fall off the train after he stops it. His mask is off and the people just help him. They save him. Just
they literally hold him up.
they literally hold him up.
That is a great scene. It is.
Like that's a strong scene right there, and that scene lets you know, like, yeah, this guy is your neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah. That emphasized how the people how he is your friendly, and like the thing that people the thing that I love to remember about Spider-Man is that he's super powered, dude. He can fuck up super powered villains easily. And so when he's taking out robbers and stuff and he's like giving them a punch or a little slap, he can literally punch their head out if he wanted to, but he's just giving them enough tap to kind of like make them unconscious or whatever. So he's conscious of what he's doing and stuff too, man.
No doubt.
He's literally that dude, man, that good dude,
No doubt.
I only thing I can say about the Spider-Man, what would give Spider-Man 2 a run for its money is just Spider-Man Homecoming. Is the only thing that I could say that probably could give Spider-Man 2 a run for it. Now that I think about it, Spider-Man 2 was a damn good movie.
Homecoming wasn't bad either. I don't mind it,
Can we just all agree that Amazing Spider-Man was probably the worst thing they ever could have done?
Dude, 3 was bad, dude. The 3 was kind of crazy.
I like Amazing Spider-Man 1 better than
Spider-Man?
Yeah, I like 1 better than 3. I didn't like number 3 at all. I didn't like the Venom. Like, the Venom ruined the movie. And let's not talk about that dance number.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was just stupid.
I mean, that was like 20 minutes of nonsense. This dude dyed his hair, and then all of a sudden he can dance.
Yeah. See, that's just like, hey, franchise,
Screw you.
Yeah, well, that's what.
It was a franchise killer. Let's just say that.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
It's also just to go again for me. It just makes me go, oh, Spider-Man. Oh, okay. But like for me, I'm more excited to see the end credit scenes for Spider-Man Far From Home right now. But I'm going to see the movie though. It's going to be interesting.
I think it'll be interesting too. Let's go to the John Wick 3 trailer. V's, your thoughts on John Wick? I got to make Oz wait a little longer.
Thank you.
I won't have much to say. John Wick is going to be John Wick. John Wick 1 was great. John Wick 2 was great. John Wick 3 is going to be great.
Hopefully.
John Wick.
Hopefully.
From what we see, I don't see how you can. Yeah, it's going to be great. I can go on a limb and just say, they put a $15 million bounty or whatever it is, $14 million bounty on this guy.
Oh yeah, dude. And everybody's coming after him.
Yeah, everyone's coming after him, and this dude is just going to have to battle. Eventually, he gets the partner, but he's going to have to battle. Man, it's the trailer will have you sitting on the edge of your seat, like can't wait to watch the movie. In my opinion, that's all I got to say about that.
That is absolutely, man. Come on.
Go ahead, Oz. What you got?
I don't have anything, man. What do you want me to do? You want me to do a quick review to satisfy your needs, regular Scott, about John Wick 3? You want me to say something glowing about John Wick 3?
No, you were the one who wanted to talk about it, so
no.
I give you the floor.
Since you're obviously forcing me, I don't even know if I saw the trailer, dude. What's it about except for that? Hey, listen up. Common is back in this thing. Ruby is back into this thing. Man, Marcus, not Marcus, what's his name? Mark, the Cascus is in this thing, dude. Dude, I'm scared because like they got Angela Jolie in it and Holly, and Lawrence, but even Holly with some guns. Holly Berry said, I talked to her the other day, and she said, look, Ozzy, tell all the listeners that I'm going to make y'all forget that I was Catwoman, and I'm going to make y'all love me again as an action hero. And I said, bet, Holly, I'm going to let them know right now in the next podcast. So I'm telling y'all right now, okay?
You guys really didn't like Catwoman. I didn't. I watched it a couple times. I didn't think it was that.
Oh, dude, it's a joke. The basketball scene?
Hey, yo,
you guys are the comic book guys, too.
V's, It's not us, man. Halle Berry doesn't. She doesn't like Catwoman.
Bro, I can't watch that movie, man. I can't. I can't. That's
Oh man, but hey, man, look, dude, did you see her? She did the whole dive underneath the table. I was like, oh god. And then we got swords, motorcycles, horses, guns, attacking dogs, and millions of dollars of bounty, and just your boy trying to leave New York in peace. And we got the desert sand. I'm all in, dude.
And Lawrence Fishburne. Don't forget about Lawrence.
Man, we got the Matrix Reloaded right again.
Hey, he might plug him in.
Dude, when I see him say, "Yo, John, take this pill," I'm done. I'm gonna be done.
Hey, they you know what? They might throw a line in there or something like that. Which pill do you want? They might throw something in there. That'd be cool.
If I'm in the theater and they throw that line in, popcorn's gonna be flying. I'm gonna do a somersault in the air. I'll be done, dude. They will be taking me out of that theater. I'm gonna be like, yo, man, oh man. Dude, they got it's a host of everything. So obviously what you got going is your boy and your girl Ruby and Common survived.
I know.
So I can't take it, dude.
What can't you take?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it.
It's awesome, dude. Hey, and here's another thing too. Regular Scott, I was looking at the cast, and I want to get his name right. Yagin Rulin is also in it, and he's the cat from the Raid.
He was in Star Wars too.
Yeah, dude. Man, this is going to be a all-out rock'em sock'em fest. Okay.
Yeah, but he don't need to be losing. I don't want to see him lose to nobody. He should be like Bruce Lee. That dude should not be losing to nobody.
Who? Oh, John Wick or the other cat?
The other cat.
Dude, again, we mentioned it the last episode. It is always about the willpower. The thing that makes John Wick like a Batman, like a Captain America, is his unbreakable will, dude.
I'm talking about the other cat, though.
Oh, I know, but see, he's got to lose, man, because John Wick ain't gonna lose.
I know. That's why I don't want him to fight.
Hey, homie. It said chapter 3. It ain't say the final chapter. So they got it. This guy might be John Wick's ally.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
But okay, let's see.
That'd be awesome. It'd be great. All right, so quick little question for you. So obviously Marvel and DC sold the most comics. Who came in third? What publishing company came in third?
I guess he's asking you that, Oz.
Yeah. I'm sorry, V's. My bad.
I'm gonna say
literally, I have no idea. I didn't know there was another publishing company. What are we talking about? Oh God, hold on. What was that comic book from when? Archie?
Yeah. Oh my, dude, V's. I was just about to say Archie for you. Hey, I feel like it's gonna be either Image or Dark Horse.
Which one? One is 3, one is 5.
Damn it.
So which one you going with?
Dark Horse. I'm going to do Image and then say Dark Horse is number 5.
That's correct.
Yeah, I thought so.
IDW is number 4. Boom Studios is number 6. They put out a very good Power Ranger comic, by the way. Very good Power Ranger comic.
There's a lot of interesting stuff that's been popping out of like Image has like, oh man, I got to tell you, I ran across this one comic called Prodigy, and it's Mark Millar, and it's and everybody, all the Blurred should really appreciate this. I know we got to get back to our ladies first, but just real quick, it's about literally the world's smartest man, and he's black, and it talks about when he was a little kid to him growing up, and it's about there's mystery on the moon, but his origin story is really awesome, dude. He retains all information that he gets, and he got bullied when he was 6 years old.
So it's Mr. Terrific done right.
Oh, done right. He got bullied when he was 6 years old because he beat out these like 12-year-old boys in this game, and they beat him up. He spent the weekend watching every Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, Jackie Chan movie, and then on Monday he said, "I know I'm about to get expelled," but he whipped their ass. So it's a good story. It's really good. I was just like, wow. I was like amazed. So.
Word up. So let's get back to the meat of the conversation.
Nerd facts coming in.
coming from the comic connoisseur. So let's get back into our topic. Well, let's start with the Birds of Prey movie again. V's is on one hand of it, Oz is on another hand of it. Let me just go through some of the call lists, some of the cast, some of the characters you'll see in this movie. And the movie is actually called Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. So, basically it's saying Harley Quinn is not the Birds of Prey. We are the Birds of Prey.
You are not the Flash.
Oh, dear God.
We are.
So, we got Harley Quinn, obviously. The Huntress, Helena Bertinelli. Black Mask. Victor Zsasz. Tim Evans. Dinah Lance, Renee Montoya, Maria Bartinelli, Cassandra Cain.
What?
Oh, yeah.
These are all the people in the movie?
In this one movie. There's
they're trying to make the Birds of Prey like a female Suicide Squad.
Well, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Because then, they got... because I told you they're trying to do that series. Because then, in Sirens, they're probably going to have Batgirl, Oracle, I would assume, right?
Well, so if they're going to do the original Birds of Prey, they got to have Oracle, Barbara Gordon, Black Canary, and they need to have the Huntress in that mix.
The Huntress is, I said her.
Yeah, no, but this scene in the comic version, those are the three Birds of Prey. Now they've been tweaked and messed around with a little bit, And also, it's so funny that they're making it in the movie. People always have slept on the Birds of Prey, the TV series that happened.
Yep.
Which had a really interesting, promising story to it, but whatever. So it's fine.
V's. That's a lot of information that I just threw out there. Do you think this movie's going to be too bloated in a way that we won't get to really showcase Harley Quinn, since that's a character that you want to see more of?
Yeah, but I'm trying to think, get my words together. I think it'll be a little much, a lot going on, a lot to try to keep up with. Sounds like you're going to get a little bit of a lot of people.
Yep, exactly.
I'm really excited for Cassandra Cain, though.
Well, yeah, but what are you gonna? Is she gonna be a katana where you're gonna just get a taste of her?
Well, hopefully she doesn't talk.
Well, she can't.
Hopefully. We don't know what they're gonna do with these characters. Hopefully.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Batgirl is gonna be in Birds of Prey as well, or at least Barbara Gordon will be.
Oh, as an Oracle or as Barbara? Or
I don't know. I don't know. That I don't know. These are just some of the rumors I've plucked.
Well, I'm excited about that then.
I'm excited too. I have a little bit more faith in DC after Aquaman. Shazam's gotten good love, so I have a little bit more faith in it. And I think there is a initiative to kind of push the female characters to the forefront. I just wish their comics would do the same. I mean, and I wish they would give us some. I'm glad that we're getting some different characters, getting some spotlight. Because then in the comics, it's really just, if you stick on DC, it's Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, well, see, I think that's still a writer issue. It's my fault too. The only really big writer I know about that would write for DC was like Gail Simone. It just feels like that. There's so many. There are some good DC female characters, but they just always constantly get underdeveloped, man. Like they don't know what to do.
Well, it's because they don't.
Well, it's just true.
They don't. I mean, they don't. Because if they did, they would have already done it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's sad because sometimes even from Marvel, sometimes they bust out with some really, really cool stuff, but it's like there's this underlying like fear to let some female characters shine and stuff. Like again, dude, man, the Invisible Woman is powerful and awesome.
Let me ask you this.
That's what I was going to say. I think it has a direct, even from back in the day, I think it's a direct correlation with women and women rights and how the Me Too movement is coming up. So now you're going to start seeing more things pushed to the forefront just because of how society is going, in my opinion.
Hey, let me ask you this. Oz, is there any big bad, and when I say a big bad, I don't mean like a Hela from Thor Ragnarok. I mean like a Thanos, like a Darkseid, like a looming threat. Has there ever been a big, in Marvel or DC, bad female villain? I mean a big, and not a side, not a secondary person, but a leader, big bad.
No, I hear you. And I'm gonna tell you, like when I used to read comics, there was one like, hey, Marvel, there was literally death. Thanos was in love with death. That's why he was killing half the universe to try and make death fall in love with him. And so, but like that's to me is one of the bad ones. But dude, for some reason, what I would always think in my head of these like really like bad women was like Lady Hydra from Marvel, and then one of the really ruthless women, one of the really nasty girls back in the day was but Blackfire, Starfire's sister. She was terrible, dude. She sold her sister and made her sister do terrible. Oh man, she literally sold her sister into prostitution before.
That could come into play on Titans.
Dude, well, dude, man. See, people were like, "Oh, Titans go! Oh, Blackfire, she's so cute." No, dude. If y'all read those George Perez drawn Teen Titans, New Teen Titans comics, man, she was so horrible. She was a nasty, terrible person.
Let me ask you Let me ask you this question.
So that let me ask you guys something real quick. Okay, that's sure. The black girl from that's the black girl you're referring to from Titans, right?
Well, see, the black girl from Titans' show is Starfire.
Yeah, okay. So is that the one y'all are talking about, right?
No, I'm talking about. So she has a sister, and I think her sister's name is Blackfire. And Blackfire and Blackfire blacked up Starfire terribly, horribly. Yeah. Well, hey, Regular Scott, what were you gonna say?
Well, I guess my question was: do you think another reason that they don't have a lot of women as prominent bad guys is because they don't want to show a lot of images of men hitting women and beating women up?
But that doesn't necessarily have to happen because they've shown women like getting like brutalized, being drug addicts, like Karen Page from Daredevil time.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like physicality though. I'm talking about the physicality part. Do you think that that's something they think about when they?
I feel that is, but for me, and then please, everybody, you two chime in. But for me, it just feels like that is legit, but it also feels like you're not truly seeing women as whole people. When you're like, I don't want to see them getting their ass kicked. I'm like, they do, and you don't necessarily have to play them. You can play a woman being like her being super powerful, you know?
Well, I noticed that like with the more so with the women, more so the villains, I should say, of the women when they're more hand-to-hand type fighters are usually not all the time other women. And you know when a like a good guy like Captain America or like a Black Panther, and please and correct me if I'm wrong because you know a lot more about the history than I do. They're more hand-to-hand type people. They don't seem to fight a lot of female characters. Do you think that? I mean, and to me, it seems like they're trying to avoid like drawing men beating up women, because that's what they would do. Like they would have to beat her up.
That was a time. But here, I'm gonna give you your counter argument now. What about Lady Shiva for DC, Elektra? You want to see here? Actually, you know what? I just didn't have enough time to really think about my thoughts, dude. I'm a bust your argument right out of the water, dude. But here it goes. Frank Miller, Elektra, Bullseye, Daredevil. Bullseye fucks up Elektra, messes her up, sighs to the heart, slits her throat with a card. You know, he brutalizes her, tears her up. Now let me bust this back up to you, dude. What about what the Joker did to Barbara Gordon?
Well, all he did was really shoot her.
No, absolutely not.
In the Killing Joke?
In the Killing Joke in the comic book, what happens is that he
and took the pictures too.
He rapes her and takes pictures of and sends them to Jim Gordon.
But that's not the physicality I'm talking about.
Scott,
like fighting. I know it is physicality, but that's not what I'm like. Anytime you depict rape, of course that's terrible. I'm talking about physically punching a woman in the face multiple times, like he would Red Skull if it was Captain America. Like that's what I mean.
What about what Robert Kirkman did with Walking Dead with Michonne?
Oh well, hey, let me just say, Walking Dead is just on a whole nother level. They do whatever they want.
Well, what the governor did to her, that was
no
horrible.
doubt.
And then what she did back to him was even worse, but justified.
No doubt.
But there were instances where there are that kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like Elektra getting you ever seen? Dude, you should read that. What Bullseye does to Elektra is just horrific. It's terrible. It is one of the worst things I've seen in comics in a long time, and it's still to this day.
Really, it's worse than what happened to Wonder Woman in Dark Knight Returns?
I see. Oh, absolutely. The Dark Knight Returns?
Yeah. Or is it The Dark Knight Strikes Back?
The Dark Knight Strikes Back? I would say it's a please.
One of them, Wonder Woman goes to hell.
You should see the fight between.
No, not Wonder Woman. Selena. It wasn't Wonder Woman. It was Selena because she dressed her up as Wonder Woman, right?
Wait, what? Oh, when he tortures her.
Yeah, right.
No, here, look, dude.
It's Selena, though, right?
It's Selena. Yeah, old Selena. But dude, once again, you should look at that fight scene between between Bullseye and Elektra. It's brutal. It's absolutely horrific.
Okay. So now let's circle back to the villain aspect of it. Who has been the best female villain that you've ever seen on screen? V's, I'll start with you.
V's, ask Brother Scott, superhero or non-superhero?
Your pick. Well, whichever's easier for you two. Whichever makes it easier for you two.
I'm going with the girl, the leader from the Crazy 88s, that chick.
She was good.
Yeah. Lucy Liu?
Hold on.
Yeah, Lucy Liu.
V's, I'm not trying to start no stuff, but I'm gonna have to call you out. You're gonna pick her over your girl from Game of Thrones.
Cersei?
Yeah.
No.
What is Cersei gonna do?
Cersei's not gonna do anything.
What is Cersei gonna do?
Like somebody to do something.
Oh, hey Scott, don't get angry. Cersei has the mountain, dude, and the mountain will do anything for her.
What if the mountain's not there?
The mountain is always beside her, except for when he's killing other people in dark corners.
Yeah, I was going to say, when has he not been there? It's exactly like you just said, when he protected.
Hey, he wasn't around to stop her from walking naked through the city, though, was he?
Hey, I'm talking about current now. After all that business, man.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. He won't there for that.
Yeah, man, Mountain was busy doing other things, dude. He had to die and be crazy. But anyway, all right, fine.
I'm looking at the Elektra Bullseye fight right now. It's okay.
Oh.
It's not bad.
Oh man, you have no heart, dude. That's all.
I mean, it's not as one-sided as you made it seem.
Dude, dude, Bullseye kicks her ass eventually.
Well, yeah, but he's wearing, like, you made it seem like he just comes in and just starts cutting her up. She's getting some licks in, man.
But the point, he wears her down, like he slits her throat. The sighs through the heart that penetrate her chest, that go through her.
But to be fair, there's no shots of him punching her in the face, which was one of my points.
Why does it have to be? Isn't that pretty disgusting and brutal anyway?
No, it is. But I guess my point was that they don't want kids seeing the image of a grown man punching a woman in the face. And thinking that if a woman is bad, you can punch her in the face like Captain America. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was wondering if that was like a subliminal reason why we don't have a lot of them.
I think that's very legit. You know.
I mean, that's what I was saying. I mean, I'm not saying it's not brutal, but I was more so looking to see if he actually was like sticking her in her face and stuff and like pummeling her.
Yeah, man. But you do see that in some movies though.
Every now and then, but usually it's a villain that you want to see the woman kill. It's never her pummeling a dude that you want to see him start pummeling her back.
So there's never a bad. So you're saying that
I don't know if never. I don't know if never, but I just can't recall any.
It's rare that you see a bad super villain getting beat up.
Yes. Like beat up by a man.
But you'll see a good woman getting beat up by a man.
Yes, you will see that. You will see that. Yes, I don't deny that.
You know, Regular Scott, that is a very good, valid point. Actually, I think.
I mean, think of Helga. Helga really didn't even get beat up like that. She got tossed. She was
so overpowerful. She was just like she took one of her swords and killed 50 people
and cut Thor's eye out.
Yeah. That's a valid point. But then what's the difference between a good woman getting beat up? See, that maybe is playing into subliminal stuff too, that it's okay to have a good woman beat up, but not a bad woman. So that's just kind of interesting.
I mean, no, that's a good point too. That's a good point too. V's, where are you kind of sitting on all this?
I kind of lean with on your side on this one. I don't think. Well, I don't know if this is what you were saying or not, but I don't think that's a good look. You know, to show a man physically beating up a woman. I just don't think it's a good look.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I agree with that. So let me piggyback off of that. Still at you, V's. Do you think we'll get to a point where? Well, actually, before I ask that, do you think that's sexist?
I don't think that's sexist, and I don't think we'll ever get to a point where that's cool. Well, that's going to be all right. I mean, and then again, you're talking to a guy that has daughters. That's
specific. That's kind of why I asked you too.
Yeah, because I think in society in general, people have a hard time differentiating between, what's real and fiction. So you get a kid that's 13 and he's watching this dude beat up chicks. You know, he get his first girlfriend. He thinks it's okay to punch her.
Right.
And
yeah.
if it's my daughter, he's going to get killed.
Yeah. No, I agree with that, and that's kind of why I brought it up because, I think we like kids, especially. I mean, I know I did as a young kid. When you read a comic, like you don't think you can fly or nothing, but you're like, if somebody's doing something wrong, you say something to them, and if you need to get physical, you might need to get physical. You got to defend yourself. If a little girl pushes a little boy, that little boy don't need to get up and hit her because he thinks he needs to defend himself. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that was kind of my thing.
Well, I think on the very like simplest level, it kind of goes. The bad guy beats up the good woman really bad, but you know that she's going to get her revenge because she didn't deserve to get hit. and that guy is a bad dude for doing it. Now, the bad woman getting beat up by the good guy, you don't ever want to have that because it sends a little subliminal story, like we've all been saying that says that if you're a good guy, it's okay to hit a bad quote unquote woman. You don't want to ever get that line out because people are like, I'm a good guy. When it's like, no, you're just an asshole hitting a woman.
You're Hank Pym.
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why you probably never see that, just because it is a little subliminal thing that says saying, nope, you can't do that because there's no justification for it, because it's like, she's bad. She never will get a revenge. What's a bad woman getting a revenge?
And I think that's why whenever there is a big bad female, usually there's one or two things that happens. And either in a male-led movie, either he has a strong female character that's with him that's going to beat her up for him, or it's going to turn into like a CGI battle where you don't feel as bad because it's a CGI character and not an actual person getting hit.
Or she gets crushed.
Gets crushed, right?
Yeah. Or there's an explosion. You don't ever see like being pummeled. You just see like oh no, that kind of thing,
Yeah, exactly.
True, very true. That's an interesting thing that I never thought about. That's cool. It's kind of fascinating, actually.
And it's kind of interesting that they're taking somebody who I think could be I think Harley Quinn, I think, could be the big bad in the entire DC universe because she's crazy enough and she's skilled enough to pull it off, but they're turning her into a good guy. So it's kind of like, where do you go?
Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I don't ever see her, like the Joker big bad is just like a manipulative dude. She's not manipulative. She's just nuts.
But you could play it off as her, like, I mean, she's been with him long enough where she's just like, I picked up a couple tips on the way, or, just, something simple like that.
I always just picture her as being unhinged.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. And another real strong, I guess, would you consider Jean Grey Phoenix a villain?
Dark Phoenix was most certainly, she destroyed the whole galaxy.
Okay, so that's a strong female villain.
Yeah, she's just she was so strongly overpowered, though, Mm-hmm. So in Marvel, if you want to talk about a strong female villain, Marvel, there's Deathbird, Ilyandra's sister from the Shi'ar Empire, who just killed everybody. It was just a terrible person.
Okay, great. Sounds good.
Nerd fest.
So closing thoughts on the female superhero. V's, where do you see the female superhero being in 5 years?
I think we'll have a trilogy, obviously. And then I think, I don't think it's going to do anything but keep going up. I mean, we're probably going to get a couple more Wonder Womans. We're probably going to get, I just think it's going to keep evolving because of, one, the way society's changing, and, Hollywood tends to do the things that societies is leaning towards. So
true.
And Oz, give me 3 female characters who have not been on the big screen yet that you would like to see get some shine from Marvel or DC.
Oh gosh, who haven't gotten any props yet. Man, that's really good. Here, just 3, huh? There's still some. Well, we're gonna get. I think we'll get a taste of Black Canary coming out. But I feel like the comic Rogue could have had a good movie out. Old school X-Men Rogue could have had something done with her. I again, not to dwell on it, if they do a Fantastic Four movie, the way they win is by making a strong Invisible Woman. And then on the DC world, man, that's tough, dude. I don't want to see a Selena Kyle Catwoman movie, but I'm wondering, we only need to see what do we do with Poison Ivy? Is there anything we would do with Poison Ivy?
I think
what do we do with her?
I think she's a good bad. I don't think she's a big bad, but I think she's good
not
bad.
Big bad.
No, I don't think she's a big bad. She's a good bad though. She'd be a good ensemble piece.
Uma Thurman messed
I don't
it up
know.
for everybody.
I think piggybacking off of the show Gotham, I think he could do a big bad for her.
Yeah, but but here's the thing about Gotham: you've had multiple seasons to build her up. You'd have to do that in one movie.
That's what I mean. So now, if you do a movie about her,
but the movie would be completely different from the origin of Gotham because they change a lot of the origins.
Well, of course, they probably will have to keep it along the same lines, but I don't know. I think the people who are becoming familiar with that character, just a regular fan or whatever, I don't know. Just my opinion. I think you could do obviously you're going to get a little bit away from comics because you're going to have to make it a movie, but yeah, for sure, because she plays a good character on the show Gotham.
Yeah. There are some. There's stuff in my mind right now, but hey, regular Scott, who would you like to see?
Lady Shiva, Artemis, and Cassandra Cain was on my list for a while, but she's about to get her own movie. From Marvel's side, probably She-Hulk. I've been a proponent for She-Hulk for a long time.
Oh, Jennifer.
Yeah, and Lady Shiva can be that big bad. She could be that person that just walks through anybody.
Yeah, it's true.
And she doesn't need a backstory. Go ahead, V's. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say real quick. Tell me the story of She-Hulk real quick.
Hey, you regular Scott? You want me to or?
Come on, you're the comic connoisseur. This is your thing.
All right. Hey, so V. So Jennifer is Bruce Banner's cousin by blood. She's also a lawyer. She has a law degree. But the thing that turned her into She-Hulk was, I think she was in an accident or something, and she had a blood transfusion from Bruce Banner. And normally Bruce Banner is super hyper aware of his blood, but it was his cousin, and she had no other choice. And they had the transfusion, and he was really thankful because for a while she was fine, but then I think something excited her or did it, and it turned her into the Hulk. But the kicker was she had total control over her anger and stuff. So she had her intelligence and everything. So she was just an intelligent Hulk. And so her run with stuff was she practiced law. She still was a lawyer for the superheroes. She was kicking people's asses, and she was a Fantastic Four member for a hot second when they lost the Thing for a second.
She's pretty cool.
But they kind of and I'm gonna say this because I like to give everybody the full story. And they kind of ran afoul. She had a really good run. I think it was John Bryan who did her really well in the comic run. For a bit, but then they just got tired of her. So the last thing they did with her was having the Hulk go, "There's no woman that can bear my children except for my cousin She-Hulk." So they had some incest, and so she's the reason why there's all those Hulks out there, because she's the only woman that could give birth to Hulks. And they never tell what happened to her either.
They got a little Game of Thrones going on.
It got a little sick with that. But the She-Hulk run, dude, she was, just imagine an intelligent Hulk that was a female. She was rad. She was awesome, man.
She's a bit overpowered, but I like her. I like the lawyer stuff they could do with her.
Yeah, she was a lawyer to superheroes, but her overpoweredness was just what people were hungry. They were like, man, I wish Hawk was smart. And they actually, based on her, they did a run with Hawk being like having his normal Bruce Banner intelligence for a hot second.
No, I'm with it. V's, does that intrigue you at all? Does a She-Hulk intrigue you?
Oh no, it sounds pretty interesting. Yeah,
she's a little bit of Jessica Jones-ish, except for the flying, and she's green.
And she's not traumatized.
Yeah, and she doesn't have PTSD.
Yeah.
But so those are my three: Artemis, She-Hulk, and Lady Shiva. Artemis is awesome. Young Justice
cool.
has me hooked.
And Lady Shiva is awesome because Lady Shiva is is right up there with some. To me, Lady Shiva is the DC version of the Master of Kung Fu. Was it Shing Chai or whatever his name is? I got his name wrong totally, but he's literally, he knows every form of martial arts in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, he would be good too. You know who else I'd like to see in the Birds of Prey movie since they're just throwing random people in there? Let's go ahead and throw Talia in there.
No,
he said what? No.
Well. Let me rescind my no by saying why. She'll have to be a villain.
Absolutely. You bring the whole League of Shadows in.
It just feels like you're purposely putting a female villain because you have all these female characters in it.
Well, no, they got Black Mask and Victor Zsasz.
Because I wanna see all those Birds of Prey kicking Maxwell Lord's ass or something like that.
Shoot, I want to see him. I want to see them all fight Lady Shiva because they all get beat.
Yeah,
Cassandra will hold her own.
Man, there was a really good. It was. I think. I totally. I know I have this wrong, but I think it was Frank Cho. He drew it, but there's this really good story where they had Lady Shiva landed in the equivalent of the Savage Land, and she's fighting all these alligators, and she goes against the Lady Blackhawks, and she goes, "I'm Lady Shiva. You're about to die," and all the Blackhawks are like, "Okay," and they point their guns at her and they just shoot her.
What?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's great.
That's so disappointing.
Well, you got to think about it because, look, she took out 2 alligators, and she was just tired, dude. She took out 2 alligators in the swamp, and then she goes, "You're about to die," and they're just like, "No, we're not. No, you're wounded, and you're about 20 feet away. Good night." So
true that.
It was very clever. It was funny.
Okay, so that was a pretty good conversation. Listen, this is 3 male blurred perspectives, so we did the best we can, but we wanted to definitely recognize, that we have come a little bit as far as women representation. There are some strong female characters out there, but we also wanted to recognize we still got a ways to go with certain things. We still can have a big bad female, and we still can have a leader of a group be a female. Different things like that.
And let's figure out what's going to happen with the new Wonder Woman movie with Cheetah.
What you mean figure out? Like figure out what?
Let's figure out if it's going to be good or not,
Well, I wasn't a big fan of the last one, so. And we got Captain Marvel coming out, but you know how I feel about her.
Yeah, hey, so we got some stuff happening.
Yeah. All right.
What would be cool? Not to like that. I know we got to segue into some other stuff, but what would be really cool is if they ever had the balls to do either a animated or a movie, Marvel could make raking money. It was that big fight that they had back in the 80s that kind of introduced Rogue, where she steals Miss Marvel's powers and kicks the Avengers' ass. That was a great one. That's a great fight.
That's a really good call. That would be really cool.
That was a great fight because it just showed how, man, Carol Danvers and Danvers after that was just like, she was Jessica Jones broken, just like going, I had all these powers and now I have nothing.
If you wanted to introduce Rogue to the MCU and just in a completely different way and just set her up, that's how you do it.
That's how you do it because Quiet as kept is that when Captain Marvel, when she was Miss Marvel, one of her tricks that she used to do, she would have like a Susan B. Anthony coin, and she would throw it using her superhuman strength, and it would just ricochet and like it was like literally like a bullet hitting things.
That's awesome.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. She did it. She was on the. She had to invade that Shield helicarrier one time as Miss Marvel. She threw the coin in, and it literally just like destroyed the interior of it. Like it was a bouncing bullet everywhere. It was awesome. It was really cool.
No, that's pretty cool. All right, so I told everyone that we were going to do a giveaway right before the final blow, and you were going to have to answer a question. So here's your question. What movie did V's say that he wanted to be rebooted, and Oz also said would be rebooted in the next 5 years? I hope y'all are paying attention.
I can't even remember that one.
Oh, I got it. I wrote it down because I thought it would be a good one. So, but that is your question. What movie did V say he would love to see get rebooted, and Oz said would probably get rebooted in the next 5 years? That is your question.
That's a good one for a giveaway, dude.
So, whoever
I can't remember either.
You what?
I can't remember either.
I'll tell you. I'll tell y'all once we finish it. So just retweet, like the show, and leave a comment with the answer to this question, and you will be eligible to win yourself a Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC drawstring bag. And there might be a couple extra goodies in there too. You never know.
Yeah, hey, I'm just saying.
And our Twitter is at knee4 Marvel vs. DC with the number 4. You got to get on Twitter.
Yeah, please come on, answer that. Oh, that's a good one, dude. Oh man.
All right, time for the final blow. V's, what you got for the final blow? Actually, before you give your final blow, give me a score.
42, Oklahoma Thunder, 34.
Why you laughing, dude?
Man.
You know that man got the game. I knew he had a game on, and I wanted to know what the score of the game was.
Let me tell you something. Hey, to all of our listeners, when V gets on with us, V said, "Hold on, y'all. I gotta get myself ready," which just means that he's got to have every social media thing right beside him and all the games on too.
Hey, look, now V's been focused today, man.
iPad.
Hey, and I'm gonna say this too, man. I ain't trying to get Bees. I ain't trying to get regular Scott mad at me, but I feel like Bees has had a pep in his step ever since Jason brought the truth to regular Scott.
Hey, look, you really want me to bring out this regular Scott brings the facts segment, huh?
Hey, dude,
that's what it sounds like you want me to do.
No, man. Look, man. Hey, all I'm saying is this.
We just put Jason back on.
Hey, you may have the facts, and I always love facts because I'm a historian by trade. But from the listener's perception, Arrow sucks ass.
To be fair, he did say season 1 and 2 was good.
Okay, true.
He did say 1 and 2 were good. To be fair.
Season 1 and 2 is good, but
all right, V's, what's your final blow?
I thought I already gave it.
Nah.
I'm sorry.
No, Oz interrupted you.
Man, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So my final blow is I checked out Titans, and let's say I don't even know if I could say I was impressed because I feel like Gotham is better. That's my final blow.
Okay, hey, real quick, hold on. We got to ask, just to be fair. So, V's, what did you think of Dick Grayson and his character and Robin? What did you think of that character in Titans?
Oh, I thought I liked that Dick Grayson. He was
cool.
I thought that was pretty good.
So as we've said, and we just want to see if we can reinforce it, Scott has said, and I stand by it, that that's the best representation of Dick Grayson and Robin that we've seen so far.
Okay, you can't ask me that because that's the only one
Hey, V's, let me ask you this about Titans. Is that 11 episodes better than the first 11 episodes of Gotham season 1?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, see, but you gotta, because Titans only has 11 episodes in a season, though.
Yeah, but Titans doesn't start off as kids either. It starts off mid-flow, let's go type thing, you know. So it's kind of unfair where Gotham starts off. Bruce is a little kid, and you know we're developing characters, and it's almost like it's almost like reading a really really good book, you know.
Well, but
you're watching them grow up with you. You're growing up with them, like you're watching them, like literally you're watching them grow up and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not really about Bruce though till like season 3, right? Because I know the first season is mostly about Jim Gordon.
Yeah, Jim Gordon is played, but Bruce plays a pivotal role in all of the seasons for real.
I just don't remember him a lot in season 1. That's the only season I've saw. I just don't remember him a lot. I just remember him as a kid.
I think season 2 is the one where they clone him, and the League of Shadows. You know, it's
they cloned him.
Oh yeah.
What?
The league cloned him. Made 2 of them.
For why?
Don't worry. The original Bruce got rid of that kid in like season 3.
Why were they going to clone him?
Oh, because he controls all the money. You know, he is Gotham as that kid.
And so little kid Bruce got rid of him?
Oh yeah, little kid Bruce. Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh dear God. I guess I'm all in. All right. So V's, I apologize. Sorry, regular Scott, do your thing.
All right, Oz, your final blow.
My final blow is I just did a final blow to myself once V started talking. I'm a little upset because all V's had to say, if he could have just said those 2 sentences 10 shows ago, I'd have been knee deep in Gotham already. But so now that I know, I am going to be watching Gotham all this weekend, especially because I got Monday off. So I'm catching up. Thank you, V's. I'm all in now.
Yeah, I hope you're not disappointed. So next week you know, if you get through season 1 or, you know, season 2 or even, because like Scott said, season 1, it's a little slow because they're kids, you know. It's kind of like going back watching the Harry Potters, you know.
Yeah.
When Harry starts out as a kid and, you know, it's kind of kiddie and stuff. And then, but once you get into the last 2-3 movies, you know, Harry Potter's that deal. So.
Hold on, dude. You telling me I got to wait through 9 movies to get to the good ones?
No. I'm just telling you how.
No, I'm just
how it progressed. Yeah. No, I'm just saying how it progressed.
All right. Word.
Just show me. When does Voldemort show up?
Hey, actually, V's. Voldemort would be Jerome.
Yeah, Jerome. I can't wait to hear what you think of Jerome, the character Jerome, Penguin, and the Riddler. I mean, I can't wait to see what you think of those characters.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what you think of the Riddler and Penguin getting together.
Oh God!
As a couple.
You might have. No, they're not a couple.
They're in love.
One of them had a crush on the Penguin had a crush on the Riddler though, which was a little awkward, but you know.
But you not even. I haven't even seen the show now. I don't even want to speculate, but it would make sense that he would because he's so impressionable. He's just
right. Enigma.
The Penguin is just a. Is this a perverse version of Bruce Wayne? He's just as rich, except for his family lost all their money.
Well, he has no family left after a while in Gotham.
Yeah,
because somebody kills his mama.
Oh boy. Okay, well, hey.
Let me just say, and then Penguin freezes the Riddler for like a whole season. Has him on ice in his club, and you know he's in a block of ice, just froze.
Spoiler alert!
I'm all like,
golly, dude! Spoiler alert! Go ahead and tell him what season it is, too, V's.
Oh, I can't remember the season because I what is it called? Binge watch or whatever. I do that a lot.
Hey yo, man. Hey, regular Scott B say, hey yo. And then Bruce Wayne was cloned.
I know, dude. Bees, you're just giving out spoilers, man.
Hey, Bees, give me a chance to make some popcorn, and then we'll call you right back, and then we're going to have a long talk, okay? Let me get settled down with a blanket, and then we're going to have a long talk, okay?
And those are all later. Those are all later seasons. I didn't tell you about the first 2 seasons because with Arthur and all that stuff.
All right, hey, look, dude, don't be giving away nothing else, man. Don't give nothing else away.
My final blow is, hey man, y'all have a good time because I'm about to watch.
Spoiler alert! I gotta play the theme music. I gotta play it like 2-3 times. Spoiler alerts everywhere, man.
Wow.
All right. So you're gonna check that out. Word.
And just to keep it 100, please. At 9 a.m. tomorrow, the next 3 episodes of Young Justice come out.
Oh, you can't go find a blow without mentioning Young Justice.
I'm just trying to do what's proper and what's right for the people.
Okay.
Young Justice is pretty good. I don't even know if my 7-day trial might be over, but if it's not, I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's been good, man, to me. So that was my final blow.
My final blow is bump everybody, V's, Uncle Oz, Jason, all the listeners, bump all y'all. Arrow comes back on Monday. I will be tuning into that.
By yourself?
By myself, whether I got to
fine.
or not. Bump all y'all. I'm watching Arrow on Monday. No, shout out to Jason, though. Shout out to Jason. But definitely watching Arrow on Monday. That's my final blow. And I think that might be my final blow for the rest of the season of Arrow.
Oh, good. So let me know when you want me and Bees to start taking over the show.
No, I'm not. It gets at least a 0.5 rating, so we're looking at least 1 million people watching it.
So, to all our listeners, since Regular Scott is going to be bringing up Arrow every episode, this will be Regular Scott's final episode.
Hey, look, yeah, if it's my final episode, there probably won't be a show next week.
we are going to change the show to.
I can't wait to hear this.
Take a knee for Jar Jar Binks and the Green Arrow.
I would actually enjoy. Hey, would y'all be down to host the show next week without me? I would actually like to hear that.
I personally can say this for myself. I cannot do that.
I'm sure we could do a show without you, but you have to all the electronic stuff for us, you know. you just can't say anything.
Hey, listen, Bees, thank you, man. Hey, I have no doubt that we could do it, except for because I myself would have nothing to say. I was just listening to Bees tell me all about Gotham.
Hey, next week, don't be surprised if it's just those two and I'm just doing sound effects.
Dude, hey. Let me tell you something. Ozzy Killmonger and Bees, we can handle it, man. We bring the heat, dude.
Just give us a good topic. We want to just come up with a good topic that we can talk about.
Hey, Regular Scott, if you don't believe it, ask our listeners, man, because they bring the truth. Not the Twitter voters who are just like you and your fake accounts that you've been voting on and stuff, but the real listeners of the show. What
do you want me to ask them? And how do you want me to ask them?
No, I want the real listeners.
How do you want me to? But how do you want me to ask them?
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is the real listeners of the show know that Bees and Mr. Killmonger just come with the truth, man. When the Twitter people, they know that those are either your fake accounts voting several times. So it's not legit. That's all I'm saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
Are you saying this because you've lost every Twitter poll, even to V's when it comes to X-Men teams?
Hey, so see, now you're just being mean-spirited, dude.
I was just asking. I was just trying to figure it out.
Look, hey, V's.
Jason on because he said he had something to go against my squad, and I'm
hold on, but V's, you know you lost to me though, right? You didn't win the Twitter poll.
Oh, I thought I won.
No, dude, you didn't win the Twitter poll. You and Oz both lost.
Whatever, man.
I'm just saying.
We already said it's the Twitter poll. It's not like do a Facebook poll, and then we actually can see who really votes. Because Twitter, we got those bots voting and stuff.
Twitter is fake news, man. Twitter is fake news. So, Scott, come on, man.
So what do you want me to put it on Facebook? You think it'll get a different answer?
No, but hey, I want to be just
sure. Put it on Define Life, it'll get a way different answer.
Hey,
V's, do you know who you had? Like, do you really know who you had, dude? Like, you're not gonna get a better answer than what you got.
Hey, hold on. All I want to know is why, when we do these Twitter votes, you're always winning, but when all of our listeners chime in, they're like, "Yo, V's, yo, thank you." Thank you for what you're saying, because you're the only one with some sense in all this. I don't understand. There's something wrong here.
Well, we've only had one listener on, so.
Hey, man, Jason comes strong, dude. Jason came representing the masses, dude. Thank you.
If I get a listener on that loves Arrow, are y'all gonna call me biased?
Hey, no, hey, you can't find.
Yeah, her initials will be LY.
Yeah, hey, dude, you can't get any listener that is not a family member or that is like a real person, not your Twitter fake account listeners, dude.
So let's make a little deal about that. So if I get somebody on that likes Arrow, what do I get? Because I could 100% find somebody.
Oh, dude, man.
Let's make a little bet, because I'll have them on next week.
No, Scott, that's unfair.
Why? They have to bring facts. So they have to really like Arrow. They have to bring the facts. If they're going to come on, I watched Arrow. And
These. The only person he's going to find that likes Arrow are the cast members of Black Lightning. That's the only ones he's going to be able to find.
But if I get one, what do I get? Because I'm going to bring one on next week.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Time out. No. What do you think you want to get for this?
Let's see. I'm going to need both of you to say that Arrow is the best show you've ever seen, and you will no longer be allowed to say anything negative about Dick Grayson or Arrow for 2019, if I'm able to bring somebody on next week.
Hold on, wait. Okay.
Because I like the character in Titans. I just said that.
I know, but Oz will.
No. Okay, hold on. So if you find a person, and this person has to tell legitimately why they like it, not just some person who's like, Scott got me on here to say something that's a lie that I don't feel in my heart.
Absolutely.
Which we know will happen. They have to tell why they like Arrow and be legit. And if you cannot find a person, you can no longer say anything else about Iris West.
I've been really good about Iris.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hey. Okay. Let's say this. You have to, for every show, have to start saying, "You're not Iris West. We're Iris West."
I do say it every show. See, I'm about to say it right now.
The Flash, Barry. We are.
See, I just said it right there.
We'll find something just because. But by the way, we don't need to do anything because we're not petty.
But you know I am.
And see, you're not petty either. I'm gonna give you some credit. You're just having a hard time with someone actually telling you that you're wrong.
Well, no, I'm just gonna. You said I couldn't find anyone else. I'm going to find someone.
He already thought of a whole show that Scott brings the facts. We're gonna have our Google machines going real strong that day, so we can call.
Well, no, they're not. They're not.
He sounds like he has a whole Donald Trump speech.
No, they're not like facts. It's just from the previous shows. Like I just listen back to the shows and see what we said.
I got one question for regular Scott. Here it is. This is my one question. How do we know? How do we verify that you did not pay this alleged person to come on the show and say this information?
How would you want to verify it? I mean, because I don't have. I mean, how do you want me to get in contact with them? I'm gonna get in contact with them on Twitter. Do you want me to send them your Twitter? You only check your Twitter like once a week.
It's better than me. I have a Twitter.
See, there you go. So There you
Yeah,
go.
means you weren't supposed to tell regular Scott you have a Twitter account, bro.
No, he already told me. He already
I
told
don't
me.
even know how to log into it. I don't
See,
think.
there you go. There you go. There you go. So it looks like next week we might have another open mic night, you know?
Oh man. Hey, once again, bring it. They cannot be fake account, Russian bots, or a family member. And I know your family members.
Hey, so you really want me to? Do you really want me to get somebody on though? Because I will.
And they need to justify why they like it, man. You know.
But look, if they tell you why they like it though, you
you
can't get on them for liking it for whatever the reason is.
If they say they like it because they like the way the Green Arrow's costume fits them, I'm gonna get all in them.
But what if they say, hold on, what if they say they like Mr. Terrific because he's a gay character and they're gay themselves and they like seeing a gay superhero?
That is fine, but if they say they like Mr. Terrific because of how fast he can turn his fro into cornrows, he's out. I'm going all in. I'm going all in on him, dude. I mean,
All right.
I'm not even joking around.
Hey, you heard that here. Next week we will have somebody on who will be talking to us about why they like Arrow. One of you valid and very valued listeners. So, V's, tell everyone we'll talk to them next week.
No thought. Just have a good night, good afternoon, good day, good morning, good everything.
Good everything.
Oz, tell everyone we'll talk to them next week.
Hey, folks, as usual, peace and chicken grease.
And y'all have a good time because we're going to have a good time till we talk to y'all next time. Peace.